Today I'm hiking the Hedgehog Mountain on the UNH Trail in the White Mountains National Forest, New Hampshire. So good morning, I'm in the White Mountain National Forest in New Hampshire, and I'm hoping to make it to Hedgehog Mountain today. So I didn't want to do too much of a big long hike. You know, sometimes you just want to do something small, you know, for half a day, just to like get your body pumping and just get some great views. But I don't have an amazing amount of time, so this hike, according to all trails, is going to take between 3 to 4 hours to do the loop. It's a loop hike, obviously, with a mountain peak. So the White Mountains are very foresty, so a lot of the hikes, they're either with completely bald summits or they're ledges with viewpoints. So I'm quite intrigued to see what this one's going to be like. But yeah, let me know if you've done this hike before, and if there's any information that I've got wrong. I made the rookie mistake of not updating my old trails before I got no cell phone signal. So somebody has been really kind and written Hedgehog on the trail, just letting me know at this junction that it's this way. On the trail, you'll come to quite a few of these markers which say UNH Trail, with different points. Just bear in mind the summit that you want. It's good to have a rough idea where that's going to be, because on this one we've got a summit 2.1 miles that way and a summit 1 mile this way, and I know the Hedgehog is this way. But just be mindful that you know roughly what direction you're going in, just so that you don't end up in a pickle. So as you can see, there's quite a lot of routes on the trail, which shows how steep the incline is, especially in the second mile. But that being said, it's not like overwhelming. But if it was a really hot day and you didn't have enough water with you, that could be a problem. I've not actually seen any water sources so far either, so make sure you do bring quite a bit with you. But you can see you're making progress, and that's what I love about the White Mountains, is you don't really see, you know, unlike a lot of the places, like obviously, as you can see, I love Yosemite, and a lot of the west part, the parks on the west coast. But I think that it's in the White Mountains that you really feel like you're in the woods, and then all of a sudden you come out and you're in this amazing lake or this amazing view top. And I think that's what makes it quite special, because you didn't really get the reward until the end, which means that you can't bail halfway. You've got to make it all the way through. At the top of this huge climb through tree roots, we get another trail sign. So you can see Allen's Ledge is just this way, and Hedgehog Mountain is a mile in this direction. Not long after the junction, saying that it is 1 mile to the summit, you come to a scramble section. This is the time when you really need to look out for these yellow blazes to make sure you don't lose the trail. Just spotted this section off the trail, which looks like a great viewpoint, so let's check this out. Great spot just to get a glimpse of the White Mountains all around you. And those pesky roots just keep coming. One thing that I didn't really bank on was how windy it is up here. It's crazy windy, and yeah, it's starting to open up a little bit now, so you can see through the trees like some of the rolling forests and some of the White Mountains, but it's quite a slog actually. It surprised me at how steep it is. I didn't take hiking poles with me today, but do you know what? They could be advantageous, especially if you have bad knees or hips, which I don't think I have yet, but I'm not getting any younger. There's quite a few of these little nooks where you can just break off the trail for a few steps and you just get these glimpses of the forest, which keeps you going because you know that the view at the top has got to be good. Eventually the tree line will start to peter and you'll come into some clearings, hopefully a sign that you're close to the top. Honestly, the view up here is incredible. Like, you can see so many of the peaks. You get this amazing effect of the trees just rolling over the mountains, and it was definitely worth a slog to get up here. But I'm not sure if this is the summit. It doesn't actually say, so I'm going to write on the screen now if it is, and if it's not, I guess I'll come across it. Check out that view. In every direction you can just see rolling hills. I can't wait to do this in the fall with the fall colours, but the rolling hills of New Hampshire are gorgeous. So obviously this is a loop hike, so the way back down is kind of similar to the way, obviously you're not going back on yourself, but it's still a similar terrain, so it's still very steep with these big roots poking out. So it's actually, it's not the easiest. Like, you really need to watch your footing, and again, I think, as I said earlier, if you are somebody who suffers with your knees and things like that, you probably would want to have some support. So for that reason, I would say that you may want poles, and I can imagine if it's damp this would be quite hard because there's granite like stone, and as you can see, I mean I'm obviously distracted because I'm doing this, but it's not the easiest thing. Like, you've really got to watch your foot, and then I can imagine being quite slippy. So yeah, the funniest thing that I find in today is it's so bloody cold, because I came hiking last summer and in this area and went to Lonesome Lake, and I was pouring with sweat because it was so humid, and it was like I almost didn't enjoy the hike because I was like dehydrated. But I'm freezing. I've had to put this jumper on because I'm so cold. Coming back down, I've just come to a quiet little stretch where you're just walking on like dead leaves and pine cones, and the breeze is sort of sheltered because of the granite cliffs that are just behind me here, and it's really peaceful, and yeah, it just makes you really appreciate this place. I think, you know, a lot of people rush to the national parks because they are so iconic, when actually some of the state parks and national forests offer just as much, but in fact they're quieter and you can enjoy them to yourself a little bit more. So I just looked on the All Trails app, just because I was trying to see like how far I've got, and actually I don't think I have been to the summit yet, which is weird, but according to if the All Trails map is right, the summit is coming up, so it'll be interesting to see if it's much different from the amazing views I've had. Miss you more than you know. This hike is a loop hike with a peak, which means obviously no matter which way around you go, at some point you're going to have to go up, and at some point you're going to have to get back down to the level that you started from. So I think I did this the right way. It was pretty steep going up, but the way down has meandered a little bit. There's been some stretches like this where it's just kind of flat, and then you go down a little bit more, but it's not too bad. I mean, it's not easy on the knees, but it's okay. And obviously it is a Saturday. I started really early, but now people are awake and stuff, so I've passed probably about 6 people on the whole hike, and I would say 5 of those have been in the last 10 minutes. And I'm not far from that trail junction that I showed you earlier, and that's where the loop section comes to an end, and then the last section back to the parking lot is going to be back the way you came. But I mean, I've stopped quite a lot. I've had some breaks. I've obviously done videos, photos, I've had some snacks, and I chatted to a couple of people that I passed for a minute or two. So I'm probably going to clock in 3.5 hours, which is pretty decent. I'm quite happy with that. So here is that sign. So we've come from this way, so I'm heading in this direction. So you can see on here the East Ledges and the summit. So remember I said, remember which summit you're looking for. Clearly, I know where I went wrong. So this is the quicker way to the summit, and then this is the long way down, but this is steep up and more of a meander back. So you obviously choose which direction is going to work for you. Personally, I would do what I did, which is when you get to this point, hit the summit this way, and then you're going to hike all the way back around and come back this way. But hike your own hike. And as you have already started to retrace your steps, it becomes a lot easier to familiarize yourself with where you're at. But the trailhead is just a simple 0.2 miles in this direction. Trailhead, there's this really cute meadow, which is a really nice place to just sit and just think about your hike before you head back. Back at the trailhead, you can clearly see like where you came from and everything. There's no pit toilets or anything here. It literally is just an information board telling you you're in bear country, some of the trails nearby, and what to do with dogs. But really close by there's a campsite, so there's going to be bathrooms there. But this is about 3 miles west of Pass Conway on Highway 120. I put the details in the comments below. But if you like this video and you want to see more, don't forget to like and subscribe.